Okay, now, from the beginning.
Greetings, hello, and welcome to the Dotcast. This is the podcast for wedding photographers, creatives, and business owners, brought to you by NineDots. I'm Andy Gaines, and we are super excited to have you here today. Here at the Dotcast, we dive deep into the world of wedding photography, creativity, and entrepreneurship. So whether you're an experienced photographer or someone just starting out on your journey, NineDots is here to help you on the way. From our online community, through our educational videos, awards, and in-person events like the NineDots Gathering, for almost 10 years now, NineDots has been dedicated to making you the best photographers and business owners you can be. You can find more about NineDots, the membership, and all the benefits of that, as well as our community and all our in-person events, down at the links in the description below. The NineDots community embraces and values a diverse range of all talents, experiences, and stories from the world of wedding photography. So whatever your background, experience level, or style, the NineDots community is the perfect place to grow and learn together. So check out the links in the description, and without further ado, let's get on with our episode.
Yeah, the visualization at your brother's one at the gathering and the retreat, Lena did a similar thing, and I think it helped just have a real clear goal in my head of where I'd like to be. And so I've gone a bit mad with to-do lists, and I'm trying to be as busy in sorting my life out as I am sort of with wedding photography. And then I'm hoping to get to a place where I've got space for recreational time, like whatever that might be, trying to get like a decent portion of some creative energy from inspiration and things like that. I want to try and leave some space for that. Exercise, time in nature, and then obviously time with wife and little boy. But if I can get a balance there, I just feel like I'll be made. It'll be amazing because I love the job. It's just every year take too much work and sort of regret it a bit. So
that's literally everyone's problem. Like it's just so hard to say no to money.
Do you feel like you've got a balance?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I do. But it's taken me like 25 years to get to this point. Yeah. Like I've never worked for anyone. So my last job was like pushing trolleys, like when I was 16. And then when I was a graphic designer, I worked my arse off. I was doing like 24-hour shifts and all sorts.
I didn't know you did that. I did a tiny bit of graphic design, and I really didn't like. I think I'm quite good at feedback, actually, like handling, receiving feedback and all that sort of thing. But I didn't like how you would finish something and then there would be like, oh yeah, but make it more fun or whatever. And that just sort of kills your creativity, I guess. Did you have that kind of?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened afterwards. Like I used to do a lot of stuff in the nightclub industry. So I was making like either album covers, mixtape covers, flyers. I was doing all this stuff. I did doing the printing. Yeah, I was doing all the printing for them. I was doing everything. So I was doing really well. Like, I had an office in Bond Street from it.
Wow.
Like, not many designers are doing that. No. But then afterwards it just, there was like too many changes, too much going backwards and forwards. And personally, I think I came out at the right time because this was before social media. So I could essentially design a rave flyer for London, and I can do exactly the same, change the title, change the DJ lineup. I put exactly the same one up in Birmingham, and those two paths will never cross. They're never going to meet, right? Like, because there's nowhere to like promote or whatever, right? So I'd have like 3-4 flyers with the same design, getting charged the same money, just like all in different cities. And it was just like, it was good. But now like with Canva, and I used to get paid quite a bit for like corporates, where it's just like, can you design me this, and then just change a little thing every single time, change this. But now Canva does all of that. Like I'd be earning no money. So but it was that reason that I came out of graphic design and went into like photography. I just had an itch, and I was just like, I just want to do something like dealing with 20 clients is much better than the 60 or 70 I was dealing with,
and it's much more personal, I imagine. And like, we're so lucky. There really aren't many industries where you do your creative work and then you just say here, and that is the end of it, at least in like 99% of the cases.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess like if you're a musician, but even then you have a producer and they have the record label telling you what to do. So we're pretty unique in that respect.
That's true. I've never thought about it that way. Because even with music, they might be able to do their first album the way they want, but the second album is not going to be. That's why second albums are generally shit, because the record label have just interjected, and this young A&R person has just been like, oh, we're going to do this, and this, and it's going to change to this. And then that artist finds their way on the third album and it's like banging again kind of things. Kind of like, I know it's very generalized, but it's kind of the way it goes for a lot of people.
It does. And obviously even videographers get like, they're often having to do edits and stuff. That's probably pretty annoying. Well, it might be fine, but we are lucky. We should count ourselves lucky for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like on the point of work-life balance, I think there's no other job in the world. I can't think of a single one. And like that gives me the work-life balance that this gives me. Like,
I want to hear your general, even your week might be boring, but like, because I guess I'm looking for a structure to work to, especially, around kids and stuff. What's your typical day and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, all right. Let's take NineDots out of the equation, okay? Because that does generate a lot more work, but I can handle it. But let's say I didn't do NineDots. And funny enough, I was just on the phone to Andy that like, if we didn't have NineDots between like November and April, I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
You would find something. I'm sure I would. Like the things just fill up, but
yeah. But like, no, generally like just Monday to like, if I'm not shooting a wedding, then Saturday, Sunday is just with the kids, taking them to clubs and doing whatever we do, like social life. Then Monday would be like at my desk. If I've got a wedding to edit, like it would start with Monday gym. Obviously that's like one of my non-negotiables in life. So 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning to 7:30. Then come back, wake the kids up, do all that stuff, take them to school. Then I work 9 till like 3. Then school run. Then once they're home, it's like my laptop's on. Like say if I'm at I've just got the dancing to edit or whatever, and there's like 80 photos to go. Then I'll be like, look guys, watch like TV, get some biscuits, and I'll finish it. And then I leave it to Ekbo, and then I'm with the family. And then I like Mondays, like for example, I'll go play football in the evening, come back, chill with the wife. Then Tuesdays, like she's out for netball, so then I'm with the kids, and that's it. Like literally, the way that my routine is like every day is the same. Like it just depends of like, Wednesdays. Today I take my daughter to like a dyslexia tutor. Then my wife takes her to swimming. My other daughter to swimming. Then we just come back. Then we have dinner together. Then we watch TV together, whatever, Mario Kart sometimes, and stuff. And then and that's it. Like, but the way
it's like 6 hours solid work, really.
Yeah. But it's funny. Like before I had kids, I used to worry about where I'm going to find that time to edit. Yeah. But you just find the time, and I had more time when Amelia and Isla were in nursery, because nurseries are like 7:30 to like 5. Yeah. But you just find the time, and you know what? Like, I put my do not disturb on. I'm not one of these people where I'm like looking at Instagram. Like I am, like in the evenings and stuff. I'm all over it, and like maybe on weekends and stuff. But like I don't get distracted by stuff like that. I can put a podcast on, and I can just focus and do what I need to do. So that's it.
I think maybe because you're. It's not an enormous period. You're not working like 8 till 5 or whatever. Yeah. You've got those sort of nice recreational things either side. I think that probably helps you focus in the middle kind of thing.
Doing the gym in the morning, and I've said this so many times on the podcast, and you've probably heard it, but honestly, it's the fucking game changer.
It's probably what I'll end up doing when I go.
It's hard. It's hard, man. I'm not saying like waking up at that time is easy. Like I never found it easy in the beginning. I still sometimes don't find it easy now. But I try not to think about it. Like when the alarm goes off, it's straight out of bed and downstairs. My stuff is ready. I change and I roll straight out. Take a few tablets and boom, go.
Minutes.
Yeah, and like coming back from that, and now that the weather is so good, like I feel great. Like I'm fully energized, and I'm more productive between 9 a.m. to like 2:30 than I would be before my gym life, right? Of doing 9 till 6. Or 8.
Yeah. For a while I was going swimming quite early, and I definitely noticed I had better focus after I'd been swimming. But like you said, it wouldn't last like, it probably only lasted a few hours ish where I'd be like properly focused, and then I'd start to get tired the second half of the day. But it did definitely
generally after lunch.
Yeah.
Generally after lunch. It's like go downhill. But I try to eat lunch late, like not till 2. So when I am lethargic, it's just like maybe I do take a nap, by the way, every day, like half an hour.
I wish I could do that.
So 2:15 to 2:45 is generally my nap time. Like
nice.
And that's it.
Like, that dad thing, like now you're settled in. Did that come with kids?
No, that came with me waking up at like 4:45 in the morning, and I'm like, everything's hazy and fuzzy after lunch. Like I don't eat carbs at lunch or whatever, but like like everything's hazy, fuzzy, and I just can't concentrate. And now it's just, what? Now it's just a habit. It's just a habit. Like, I was wearing the Whoop, and I was just telling me I'm sleep deprived like every day, right? And I'm like, I know that anyway because of my sleeping habits, but it's yeah. I think with work-life balance, it comes with educating my clients. So like pre-wedding shoots, like I used to give a pre-wedding shoot free for every single client that booked me because all my competitors were doing the same. So it's just like, it's silly that I don't, but I put it on my terms. It's like, has to be a weekday. I do it like April onwards. So then if there's a bit more light and it's between 5 and 7 at a place near me. Before it used to be on weekends and stuff, but now it's like weekends and all these things, unless it's a wedding, like I said, like they're just for me.
Amazing.
And there's so much time, man, in the day. Like if I do have extra work and I need to do something, then, once the kids go to bed and my wife is watching her own program or something, then I can fire the laptop up and I'm like, I work for myself, so it's fine. Like,
yeah. But I just like somehow, I think I spend a long time editing, but somehow just all the time in the summer goes and I was spending every single evening for all of summer editing.
Yeah. It's hard for us because everything is so compressed. Like the dream would be like 2 weddings a month, right? And then you'd be like, the client service would be amazing. The client experience would be amazing. Your editing would be amazing. Like everything would be like more than 100% because you've got all this time. But when it comes to like us, like for me personally, I don't know if you're the same, but like April to like October is just, that's the season. And then it's.
Yeah, I've managed to
again.
Well, not so much this year actually, but in the past I've managed to get like an all right balance, like maybe 2 weddings in February and 3 in March and stuff like that. But I was offering pretty good okay discounts, and also I think it just is easier when you're in the kind of like, because often those clients, they're looking for like a slightly cheaper wedding, so it's just easier if you're not charging loads to get those weddings. But I know there's a whole debate around discounts, but I think for those to fill dates that you're happy to fill, I think it can work. But
yeah, it can work. I mean, look, with pricing, it's like you do you. That's the easiest way to do it, man. Like I give discounts as well. I'm not an idiot. Like if someone wants to book me for like an Indian wedding and pay $2,500 or like say 2,250 and it's a Monday, I'm not going to say no. I'll be honest. Like, yeah, it could be like £800 cheaper than my base price, but they're not going to book me they've booked a Monday for that reason. Like they booked it because they want a discount from the venue, from the caterer, from the florist, from the decor, from fucking everyone. So it's just like, and if I go in there with my high horse, like, I'm still, my price is my price, the workload's the same, they ain't going to book me. But if I want the money and I reduce it by 500 quid, then maybe I'm like more of an appeal. Yeah, and they'll be happy to do it. And I'd rather offset and do 2 Monday weddings and then maybe take a weekend off in the summer.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
Yeah, because summer holidays, like for you right now, you've got a young baby, but that becomes that's like harder. Like last year, I went away for like 2.5 weeks, and it cost a lot of money to go away during summer holidays, and it cost a lot in loss of earnings. It's like double bubble. It's like
I think loss of earnings is a bad way to say it though. Like you saying,
well, it's not, but it was because when I look at my accounts, it's like it's down. And it's not big, and I didn't make those weddings up anywhere else. I couldn't make them up anywhere else. That's the difference. Like if I got 4 weddings or 5 weddings in January, February, like some people I've been having this podcast, they take August off. I'm like, fucking, that would be the dream.
Yeah, it's a nice idea, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do it.
A lot of people seem to do that because I think even like I know a couple of people that haven't been on the podcast that do that as well.
Yeah.
It does sound dreamy though. So
yeah, and especially when you've got kids in school, man, it's so good. Like you're saving on babysitters. Obviously, you're with your kids. Like there's a really good quote that someone said, which was like, the only people that will remember you working hard are your children. Like no one else is remembering you working hard. So yeah, it's like and there's 2 reasons. Obviously, that quote is good in 2 ways because it's like, yes, they're going to remember you working hard and then you weren't there for them. But also it does, in the flip, it's like you worked hard and you showed discipline and you gave them the roof over their head.
Model, and they'll remember the nice holidays that they went on.
Exactly. All of that stuff, all of that good stuff.
I'm trying to afford, my wife expects pretty much skiing every year. So for me, especially with kids and stuff, for skiing, like the goal is to be able to go skiing every year. That's why we need the finances essentially. And as long as we can manage that, then we're good, I think.
You're in a good place. Yeah, but that's good. It's better than like someone was like, I just want a handbag every freaking birthday and stuff like that. You know, like, it's funny because I went snowboarding this year and my friends were like, you should take your kids. And I'm like, do you know what? Like, one, I wanted to leave that holiday for me and the boys now because I think it's nice separation from like the family. But also, I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend the best part of £1,200 just on ski passes.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, for four of us, where only I know I'm going to enjoy it, and the other three like half-heartedly want to do it, and I'm like, that's a lot of money. So
they can wait a bit.
Yeah, they can wait.
You got to take it at some point, though. You're going to have to.
I probably will. But but I know they're both beach babies and stuff like that, so I'd rather just keep taking them to what they love. Yeah, like it's too much of an experiment, and a very expensive experiment.
Yeah.
And even if they did get the bug for it, then it's just like, it's going to take another whole holiday away because every year they want to go to that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It might be even worse.
That's a bit selfish thinking of me, but exactly.
I want to go back to creativity because of, well, do you leave space for something that is creative? I know you make your music, but I don't know how much you've been doing that.
Oh, recently, no, because NineDots has actually taken its toll on me.
See, that's not good enough. You're gonna have to.
No, I know.
For that.
I've written. You know what? Like, so last year and the year before, I was every Thursday. It'd be like 3 hours, which was like 10 a.m. till like 1 p.m.
And you properly scheduled it like that.
Yeah, and it was like that was my music making thing, and I'd like research and look on YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, I had it scheduled in this year and towards the end of last from summer onwards. Really, no, it's gone out. Because otherwise you'd know anyway, because I'll send you some of my tunes. I'm like, listen to this. So
you gotta get that going again. It would be a shame if you just were too busy for it.
I do want to, but
you were progressing as well.
I really loved it, and I felt like it was helping my wedding photography, and I was getting better in some weird way with weddings. I don't even know why. This is what
I'm thinking about a little bit at the moment. But sorry, carry on.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. Like NineDots is growing. And it does take up a lot more time. It's doing that. Plus, I am living my life a little bit more like outdoors. Like right now, the sun's out, so it's like I know I've got some NineDot stuff like from Motion to edit these videos, like slideshows. Like everyone wants to see the talks, but I'll be honest. Like I've said it in the group, so I'll say it on this podcast. Like, can't be bothered right now. The weather's too nice. Once I finish this, I'm going to go for lunch with my wife.
We should have done this outside.
Yeah, no, it's too much noise. But so I'm doing more of that. So
you could probably put an hour in your diary somewhere, couldn't you?
No, I could.
I'm saying this as someone who's not scheduling anything creative, but that's what I'm aiming for. That's what I like.
What do you want to do? Like, what do you like creative?
I've got a nice guitar. I've got an electric drum kit there that I have bought when I was like peak summer to like, that's probably one of those to make me feel good kind of things.
Yeah.
And then I have not played it at all. I've got a really nice bike that I don't go on. I have so much stuff, but this is kind of like now I have been on catch up, and it is kind of now like I will have the time to do that sort of stuff. I would like to make music again, but that, I don't know, that is more of a, I don't know if I had loads of time. For a bit, I was doing a little bit of painting, but anything like that where it's like an expression, or like actually feeling like you're doing something creative. I think, to be honest, I hadn't really thought about like Thursdays at 1 o'clock is a creative time or expression time, for lack of a better word. I've been trying to find inspirational stuff on a Monday morning, like just look into photographers or on some Instagram accounts and things like that. And I've been a bit slack, but that is fun to save. Like, it's social media, so you feel like you're in a bit of a hole with it. Sort of, not a hole, but you're on your phone. But if you're actively trying to find cool art or photographers you haven't heard of, and all that sort of stuff, and saving it, I've really enjoyed that, to be honest. Even if it's 20 minutes of dedicated trying to find stuff, and then your algorithm like leans more towards that sort of thing. I
think it's worth putting the time in, like scheduling it in, because I don't know, like with creativity or whatever, it's like sometimes like, I could just be in the mood, and you could just like then pick up the guitar and be in the mood to do that. But the problem with us working is like you're always going to have that thing in your head going,
Yeah.
I could be working. I could be
always,
working.
and I do.
Like I was that guy for ages.
Yeah.
Like, could be working. I could be working. Like,
That's me.
yeah, I think that's most people that work for themselves. Like any sort of self-employed person could always be working, because when you're not working, it means you're not really earning any money and stuff like that, or furthering your business or doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, but when you do schedule it out, and this is a good thing, like when you have kids or whatever, like you realize that you don't need as much time, like, and maybe something that you are spending too long on editing, like obviously your edits are amazing, but maybe you are spending too much, and like, are your couples noticing how much time you are spending? Is it worth it? Right? And like, and you should look at that process, because if a one wedding in this day and age just taking you like 4 days to edit, then I'll be like, dude, we need to sit down and like look through what are you doing to make it.
But
yeah. Like why is it 4 days and not like a day or a day and a half?
No.
Because and like I know loads of people are like really pedantic with their editing and stuff like that, and trying to make everything perfect. But honestly, I don't really think it needs to be that way, especially nowadays. Like, look at the trends now with like all this like imperfect stuff. Like, it definitely doesn't need to be completely perfect. But
yeah, I hadn't thought about that side of it actually. Like the rough and ready can be part of it. You got to get.
I'm not saying like rough and ready. What I'm trying to say is like okay, look, for me, I learned after COVID that when I had a bad patch and I just edited I got outsourced some editors to like do stuff, and I just sent it without like even checking, because I was in no mental capacity to like even look through it. And when they came back and said, oh, I love this, I love that, it was just like, okay. So I didn't change my editing, but that gave me freedom to like miss a lot of shit at weddings as well, and like made me better because from that dark place I was in. But maybe you should like start experimenting and not. I know it's going to be like, it's really hard to like let go of these sort of things, but like, I mean, how long is a wedding taking you to edit?
It is a bit tough because like emails getting in the way and stuff. For a while I was using a chess clock to literally, like, if I was gonna do anything, if I was gonna go downstairs maybe into loo, I'd stop the chess clock and start it again to record like exactly how long I'm taking editing. That was a while ago and I've forgotten. But I leave 4 days in my calendar. I put it all in my calendar, like for every wedding, and then those 4 days is obviously, I've also got to do whatever emails I got to do, but I leave 4 days for each wedding.
4 days is crazy. And how many images, like roughly per wedding average?
800 or so.
800. Yeah. I don't know.
I am spending, like, I know I'm spending too long, especially on speeches and those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But I think I am enjoying it a bit as well. Like, I realized I crop so many images.
Oh yeah, me too.
Even if it's just a tiny bit. And I think that's one of those things where it's not necessary, but I find it a little bit interesting. And like, as you're cropping an image, you're sort of cropping is often like a feel thing, isn't it? You sort of move it around and you're like, oh, there's the spot. I think I quite enjoy that, to be honest. And then sort of understanding, maybe having a quick think about composition there, not most of the time, but like, and like maybe playing with really, really tight crops. That's something I want to do more even, actually. I think some people do a really good job of super tight crops that just, then you're seeing that photo, you're seeing those photos look a certain way, essentially. Like, you wouldn't really get that in camera. So I want to play around more with that, but it's not necessary.
No. And this is the thing, like, the only way to test it is by like editing a wedding one day, like in a day, and being like, and sending it to your client and then see what their feedback is like. Like, I know obviously you spend a long time on the portraits and stuff like that. That's fair enough. But the rest of it, I don't know whether you need to be like picking every single thing.
I'm sure you're right. It's more of like a letting go type thing.
Yeah, it's really hard though, man. It's really hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be like an easy like transition to let go. It takes a lot. But once you do, man.
No, I should even, because even when I'm like really, really stressed because I'm behind, I still won't make it much quicker, basically. And it's that classic thing of like, how much do the couple care about white balance being bang on and all that sort of thing. But again, I find it quite interesting, like how, especially in like a room that's really tough, how can I fix this, and spend a lot of time fiddling. And I just find that stuff interesting. But when I haven't got the time, I should just be, that'll do.
Yeah. I mean, I edit to like 80% of what that image should be, and then I let it go. That's it. Because the extra 20 minutes will probably take me like 20 minutes. The extra 20% will probably take me like 20 minutes, half an hour. Yeah, but like, are they going to notice? Is it worth it? Probably not. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting the same feedback all the time. So it's just like 80%. That I just never feel that last 20% is like, I don't know, like that last 20% is more for like, what I would see is like, oh, fuck, I don't know, like, it's like this. I don't know, like, I don't know how to say in creative terms, but like, say I was like running, and I was the person that gives that extra 20%, they're going to be the one that's going to go to the Olympics, and not me running at Hillingdon Athletics Club. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but what if you want to go to the Olympics?
Yeah, but if you want to go to the Olympics, then you've got to put in that work. Then you've got to put in the work.
It's not that I necessarily want to go to the Olympics, but I think I'm still enjoying, like, it's just, trying to be better. I don't know. I'm super happy with where I am, but I'm also still enjoying, like, trying to be better, I guess. So there's just a balance to be had there. But you are right, and I will take it on board, and a bit at least, and see how quick I can do things. It's hard, but I think, I'm hoping this year I'll get a balance, as long as I don't, it'll be taking too many bookings that will screw me over, but I'm good at saying no now.
Yeah, that's good. And that's a good problem to have, especially in this year where everyone everywhere seems to be saying, oh man, haven't got enough, and seem to be struggling. So for you,
I was worried at first. I was like, not worried, but October, November definitely seemed lower. And then January, the last couple of months have been like absolutely fine, basically. But I don't know. It's that stress. It's stress both ways, isn't it? Too much, not enough. And then, like, at the moment, I'm where I want to be, basically. But no doubt there'll be some really exciting weddings come in that I want to take, and then do I take it?
Happens, man.
Those decisions, like, that's where the stress is. In fact, that's what I think I got better at. Just sort of saying, like, making a decision either way, and just being like, fuck it, that's the decision, instead of the stress of the decision. But then maybe I say fuck it, yes, too often, and then end up too busy.
But this is what I mean, like, not to like hop on about the kids part, but like, because your baby's still quite young, you're all right. You've got time. Like, I was doing destination weddings and all sorts of stuff, like 6-7 a year for like the first 3 years of Amelia's life. But then once she's more aware, and she's at nursery, and then she's at school, and now it's only holidays, like, your time that you have to do these things becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. So you find a way to, like, quicker your processes. Do you know what I mean? Like, I became faster at editing. I became faster at culling. I like would come back from a wedding at night, and I'll just cull it there and then. Like, I just on the way home and then cull it, because I'm like, I want to spend the time with them. And so, like, if I have to stay awake an extra hour or two after a wedding, it's all right. But I found that exciting, because I thought, you know what? And then I'd cull it, and then I'd be like, I'm just gonna make them some previews. And like, I'm just gonna like have it and then ready to send in the morning and stuff like that. And stuff like that, getting that dopamine, I guess, was like exciting me, but, you know, from their feedback and whatnot. But that's the sort of stuff I would do. Like, I'm happy with like less sleep, and I've tuned myself to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe the naps is the key there as well.
Pardon?
The naps might be pretty helpful there as well. Like, give you a good bit of time in the evening potentially.
Yeah, but I'm talking, this is on the day of a wedding. There's no naps on the day of a wedding.
No, it's
like,
right.
Coming back. So, yeah, the naps do give me extra time in the evening. But even by 10, half 10, everything's just like, I'm in a haze and I'm done. I feel like I've maxed out everything I can do, because my days also include like walks and stuff like that. And, you know, if the kids are like, let's go to the park, then I'm like, yeah, let's go to the park. It's sunny right now. Like, I want to do stuff like that. I don't want to be like, no, I've got work to do. That's why I schedule like the podcast at like from 10 a.m. onwards, or like, you know, and it's good because Andy, for example, is in the same situation as me. So after 3 o'clock, we barely speak, but we'll do any NineDotsy kind of work between 9 a.m. and like thingy. But he's the same. His work-life balance is even better than mine. Like, he's always climbing and doing like coffee shops and whatnot. Like he's barely at home, like just living life. And like I don't know how he does it, but you know,
Sounds
even
like
more
he
so
needs
than
to
me.
do more podcasts.
Yeah, well, he doesn't do that.
Any podcasts.
Yeah, I mean,
What does he do?
No, he does loads. He does loads. But like, yeah, he doesn't. The reason that I end up doing these podcasts is because I kind of ran away with it, and I wouldn't. I would never listen to a photography podcast. So like for me, speaking to people who I love to like, I want to hear from or learn from, this is the best way for me.
Yeah.
Like my interest, like
True.
I used to love photography, but I'm not in love with it. I'm in love with taking the photos at a wedding. I'm in love with like editing it and like listening to my music and all of these other things. But I'm not in love with it to like just keep wanting to more and more like learn and look at other photographers and stuff like that. Like that for me.
I have to like push. I have to push myself, not push myself, but I have to sort of make a conscious effort to listen to a business or photography podcast because it's.
Yeah.
The other thing is I'm not going to get like as hooked as some other podcasts. So for focus, like I'd rather have something that's got a bit of like a narrative essentially. But no, it's funny. Wait, to be fair, business and photography takes up like, you know, so much for our headspace that it's not like super surprising that we don't want to be constantly listening to businessy podcasts. But
I think if podcasts were around when I first started weddings, then I would have lapped them up. But like to talk to people and do this, what we're doing right now, I love that.
Yeah. I've been meaning to do more, just like a little virtual coffee with people, or even if it's just that working thing. Like my wife, she's at a new company, and they kind of suggest like just have a team member on Zoom and you can just like fire off the odd question or whatever it might be. It's not like intended as chatting. It's just like sort of virtual working.
Yeah, like co-working.
Yeah, I think you do the Hangouts, don't you? But one of the things about the Hangouts is I usually just completely forget about them and miss them. But the other thing is I'm kind of worried I'm not going to get any work done. But I guess I should just log on and be quite quiet.
Like when I edit actually and I do the co-working, I fly through my edits. It's quite good. I have it on a separate laptop and then like I'm just editing on my other laptop, and yeah, I think everyone's just got to do like what works for them and then like
does
what's
sound good,
most efficient. Yeah, it's fun and like it's good because like conversation goes from everywhere.
NineDots is becoming like almost like famous for whether it's shark hoovers or whatever it might be. Like it's if there's more off-topic conversation than on-topic.
Yeah. I think like I wish like something like this was around when I had first started. Like I honestly do believe that. Like it would have been so great, like to learn off so many people. Like
I didn't find community NineDots probably was the first community I found, apart from maybe a couple of people in the Southwest. But I went like, I don't know, 7 years pretty much without knowing another photographer. It seems mad in hindsight, but like I just didn't know NineDots existed. I didn't know. Workshops weren't really a thing, but I just didn't know about anything. I wasn't socializing with anyone, and so in comparison, I think it is one of the reasons I appreciate it so much. And I'm always like nervous you're gonna end NineDots. But like,
I have thought about it.
I really appreciate the fact that there is the community, and I mean there's lots of different elements I appreciate, but it's a pretty special thing.
Yeah, the community part is the biggest and best part of it. Like, I think.
But like DJ Santero, I think he's a good example. Like, he's just a complete like periphery thing. He's not part of like photography or whatever, but him DJing in the night is like becoming like it's something I've looked forward to for a while. But like the fact he's like a sub part of NineDots, and there's a lot of other things like that. It's I don't know. It's just built up to be quite a monster kind of thing. Well, it's just not a nice word, but
yeah, no, I know what you mean. But it's funny. This podcast is turning into like a NineDots love fest all of a sudden, or something like that.
No, it wasn't.
People are gonna be thinking like this is a paid sponsored ad.
No.
But it's a big part of like my life and like or a lot of our lives. You know, like you can tell when the co-working like the same people coming on every week, and then like. Because a lot of us, like we just don't have anyone else to talk to about this stuff. Like my wife certainly doesn't want to hear about my photography stuff. No. You know, she's literally zero interest in any of it. So it's like good to like talk to other people. I think that's where I get my releases in the podcast now as well. I get to like talk, and I'm like, every week I'm like, this is good. I get to like chat, and I get people's like opinions on stuff. And we were talking like about things that don't pique my interest. What I have loved though recently in the last year is like, because of the rise of this whole editorial like look, right?
I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get onto this.
Oh, right, yeah, really? No, but like I love looking at those images, yeah. And so like I've loved like playing and trying to do those things. It sparked a little bit of extra creativity in my work, in my portraits as well. My portraits are no longer just intimate, huggy all the time, and always wanting a moment and like a laugh and shooting through that stuff. It's like I've got some like I've started playing more, and like that happened after COVID when I had the bad patch, and like I was like missing stuff and trying to hunt for moments and doing things a bit different. But recently I've been saying like, I don't want to be left behind either, because I love this job for the work-life balance like that it gives me. There's no other job that can do this. So it's just like, if someone wants like a portrait with like on camera flash, I'll fucking learn how to do that, and I want to do it good and do it justice. And because I don't want to like be the person that doesn't do it and is just like, I'm just pure documentary, or I'm just pure only editorial, or whatever. Like I want to be like fluid to the couple, as long as the couple are on my vibe and they want to have a good time and they're not too showy and don't want like completely all editorial and don't want completely all documentary, then that's like my couple.
Yeah, I was thinking about that with, just because you said about showy. I think it's kind of interesting how like really I'd say that 95% of photographers have always like been a part of the trends and like kept up with the trends. And then it's almost, I think part of the reason there's a backlash about editorial is one, that like on camera flash is just like considered like not very technical, so it's just like easy. But also it's quite like ego driven, it's quite showy and all that sort of thing. So I think that it's that aspect of it that people don't like as much as the fact that it is a trend. So I don't know.
And also the barrier to entry is so low now. There's so many new people that it's created, like going to these style shoots and everyone comes up with the same similar, not even similar, just same collection of images that are edited exactly the same. I think people deep down are probably scared of like all this new competition as well.
Yeah, that's,
like it's
that's
not
probably
just,
true.
Because if it was hard to do and it became a trend, then maybe all the photographers would do it. But because it's relatively, like, not to sound rude, but like easier to do, right, to shoot some portraits like that and stuff, like, then the barrier to entry with just like tech and cameras now is like low. Maybe people are just scared of that. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons.
It's probably like multiple things. But well, I was also thinking about how just because it seems like this is for the first time, it's like people have started saying they don't want to follow the trends, and it's I think it's kind of because it's a trend that they don't like, which is like obviously fair enough. But then to sort of badmouth trends in general, I just don't really agree with. But don't agree with, but personally, I think trends are quite fun in terms of like looking back in hindsight. Like the clothes, the fashions are going to change.
Yeah.
Well, the venue, like like barn venues were more of a thing, and now people, like a lot of people want just like a small thing in Marylebone registry office, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like everything changes basically, and I sort of think that capturing a 2025 wedding with a little bit of editorial spice is kind of like actually is documenting 2025, and then it will have a 2025-ish feel in hindsight. And a bit like how it's fun looking back on 80s wedding photos. Like I think it's quite nice to feel like I'll just embrace that, and it will go out of fashion in 10 years, but then in 20 years it'll at least be sort of interesting and of a time. So I just I don't know, I just don't want people to like poo-poo the trends too much.
No, I know what you mean. I think it's more more and more I think about it, I think it's more people just afraid of all the new competition and stuff like that more than anything. And like people, the newer people that are doing that are really good at like marketing and stuff like that, way better than people of my like generation, I would say, because I'm like older. So they're really good at like marketing it that way, curating an Instagram carousel of like just 10 images. They don't even care about the 20 images, like 10 images, and they're getting all the love on there, and like everyone's just going, oh my God, I'm obsessed, and like they're getting all this stuff, right? And so then when I put an image up, I don't get that. I don't get the documentary shot or even a portrait. I don't get, I'm obsessed. I've never had that in my comment section once.
I'm gonna write it.
Yeah, please do, man. It would make me so happy. Be like, I've made it. But like I think it's that. It's not jealousy. Like, do you know what I mean? But it is a little bit along.
I think it can be. One of the things that I saw was the Mateers did like a text post about how they don't want to follow trends, and I think for photographers like them, they are very niche down, and they're great at what they do. So, like, I certainly don't want to say to the Mateers that they're just like scared of whatever.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, it like even sort of. Not sort of including myself, it's like you get your back up a little bit initially. There's on the flip side of that, in terms of like wanting to always be open to embracing the next thing.
Yeah,
I was quite a young photographer, and I was doing properties like holiday homes. There was an old photographer in the company, and they started saying that they want like not a HDR thing, but they wanted to be able to see out of the windows. Like cameras were starting to get good enough where you would have the dynamic range to like see out the window a little bit, especially if you like added a little bit of light in the room. And one of the photographers was just like, no, like I don't understand HDR. I'm not doing it. And she just like completely shut down about it in the meeting. And it struck me like, I guess it struck me in a couple of ways. One, because the technique actually wasn't that hard. And two, that attitude, like she could have lost her job for it, or then like she maybe did lose her job for it. It was all a bit freelancey, but just like, I was like, I never want to be that person who is scared about the next technique. So I think I've always had a bit of a conscious thing to like be like wanting to get on board. I haven't been very quick on the editorial thing, to be honest. And I still don't. It's only with the right couples that I lean into it.
I think like it has to have the right couple with the right vibe. Like honestly, some of my couples, if they tried that, like it just like the direct flash wouldn't work. They need them more into it, and you know, like it's a very certain look and a very different like because the editorial look needs to bring out their charisma and charm no matter what. Like if you're saying like you got to go full Vogue and like do like this, and like they need to be able to do that, whereas I wouldn't be able to do that. Like if I try that portrait of me and my wife, I'll be more like let's hug and stuff like that. I'm more like cuddly rather than like I'm going to give it this. But when you see like all the Instagram posts, all the couples look very similar. Do you know what I mean? Like they all have a similar like style, like the vibe. Do you know what I mean? That oozes from the thing. I'm not saying they look the same, like, but like, you know, it's all They just have to have that charisma, I think, and charm to be able to.
I've had couples. I've had one or two where they've really wanted the editorial look, but it's not come naturally to them like whatsoever. It's like almost to the point where I'm thinking like, why did you want this when you're just not? You're just sort of like quite a shy person, I guess. And so then it's just made it a little bit hard. But
hey there, wedding photographers and filmmakers. If you're looking to level up your business and craft in a big way, then the NineDots membership could be the exact secret sauce that you've been looking for. With the NineDots membership, you'll get continual development through hundreds of hours of courses, tutorials from leading wedding photographers and filmmakers, business coaching to help make your businesses efficient and build your dream lifestyle, and the support of an incredible community who just get what it's like to be a wedding professional. Don't just take my word for it. Check out what Francis, one of our NineDots members, had to say.
Without a doubt, joining NineDots was the best investment for my photography business. It's not only helped with developing my skills as a photographer and the business side, but I've also developed great friendships from the community, which I absolutely cherish. I was able to go from part-time to a full-time photographer, and I have NineDots to largely thank for this. One of the best things about photography is that we can always be learning more and pushing ourselves to create beautiful images, and NineDots continuously provides content to help do this.
You can think of NineDots membership as being an AAA pass into the businesses and minds of the leading wedding photographers and filmmakers from around the world. You can join that community and access all the benefits of membership today from just £19 a month. Visit the link in the description below or check out 9-dots.co to find out more and join now. And with that, let's get back to the episode.
Maybe it's even more like freeing for them to lean into that. Like, I'm a shy person, but I'm going to have some fun like having, confident photos. So maybe they particularly enjoy that. And that's also making me think of Hamish said, can't remember Hamish's last name now to like drop him in. But Hamish was saying that because his brand is quite fun and out there and like colourful. Yeah. He was saying that actually he gets a lot of couples who book him because that's what they like sort of want to be, and that's the day they want to have, but they don't feel like that. They maybe are like quite reserved or just like I can say more boring is horrible. That's not what Hamish said, but like they love the idea of having this like explosive day, but that's not.
But the day's more simple and stuff like that, basically.
But they hire Hamish to bring a bit of that. So I think that's kind of interesting. And equally, I was talking to David Dean about this, and he's a bit more like alternative and stuff. And he was saying he feels like a similar thing of like they want a cool vibe, and they hire him because they're not super comfortable being cool, and they do want to lean into that more. So I don't know, maybe sometimes we're just facilitating like a dream for people, even if that's not how they come across, kind of thing.
Yeah. Most likely. I mean, they have to see themselves in your photos, right? Which is like, it's odd when people book me for, or they have tried to book me for a style that isn't me, and they're like, oh, I love your work. Then they're like, but can you do photos like this? And I'm like, mate, this is like completely different from what I do. So, and they don't see it obviously because they're just normal people just trying to book a wedding photographer that has a good rep and all this other stuff as well. But it's just like, I'm just like, no, I can't do that stuff. Some stuff I can't do, but if it's something that I can kind of do, then I'll be like, okay, cool. And trying new things is fun.
You a little bit.
Fun. Pardon? Yeah, exactly. And trying the new things is fun. Like, I did on-camera flash for the first time at this Paris like pre-wedding shoot, and like I enjoyed it. And I was like, I did it the first few times, and I was just like, oh, the flash, it got like, for example, the tilt, it couldn't just be completely down. I realized I had to like tilt it up slightly because it was missing the face and all this stuff. But it was like, for the first time in a long time, I felt like, oh, there's a mistake, and it's a mistake that I've made, and I need to like fix it. Now that sounds really arrogant, like all my photos are amazing. No. They're not, but like I just never had a problem to solve like that for a while, and it felt nice to like figure it out, and then
it's learning again, isn't it? And
then rush back to the computer and be like, what, I want to edit this photo, I want to see how can I edit it, like because I know the flash is spilling everywhere, like what would I do, like actually get to play again.
Also, I don't think like those types of photos, they still hit or miss. It's not like, oh, you stick a flash on the top and you hit it at them and then you get a great photo. There's still like I still get a lot more misses than hits personally. And so figuring out angles a little bit, and have you tried having the flash just like here instead?
So on that shoot I didn't bring a trigger with me, but I'm going to try that next time. I
think that's just like slightly better, and you might get, because I think small shadows, like maybe because it helps with get a bit of like a jaw shadow or something, might help a little bit like that. And if the couple are near a wall or something that their shadows will go onto, I think that can be a lot better as well than just like they're lit up and maybe it's like complete darkness behind or something like that. So I think like seeing shadows can then be quite cool. So I mean, I'm really no expert at it, but this is like you saying about learning and getting better at it. There still is experimentation and sort of fun to be had with direct flash, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like when you were saying about couples like wanting this and it might not suit their vibe and stuff. I think like finally grooms like are like, oh, I can get a cool photo now at a wedding, because generally like before it's always been about the brides, right? The brides are always like, you spend all the time with the bride and like they get all these epic photos, and then you're with the groom, you're like, pretend to look at your watch, and
you might get cigars in the evening.
You might get cigars in the evening, and the other ones like, walk here in a straight line or whatever, right? Like, and stuff like that. But now they're actually like, I can get some like really cool images. I think that's a good thing. Like with champagne spraying is also another thing where like guys are like, this is my time to like get a cool photo again.
Except when they can't do it, and it's
Except
like
when they can't do it. Yeah,
I've had a couple where it did just sort of jizz out, and it was embarrassing.
yeah.
So now I try to do like quite like even if I've got faith in them, I do quite sort of strict instructions because I can't bear having just a terrible little spray.
Yeah.
There was one, I don't want to like, I'm not going to stitch it up, but there was one where you could see the disappointment in the bride's face.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Always bring 2 bottles for that reason now.
Yeah. Oh, mate, me too. I have like a spare, like in the car or whatever, like just a cheap bottle of Prosecco or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to like use, like if I know they want to do it, I don't just carry it around because I'm doing it at every event. But yeah, I think like it's cool that people kind of know what they want as well. Like they have an idea of like, this is what I want. And then they see it even more in your work, or they don't see it in your work. And then,
they're probably excited for it.
Yeah, and then what you're saying about like the materials is funny because when they put that out, one of my friends from like Canada like messaged me and said, it was a photographer, and was like, what do you think? And I said, no, I appreciate what they're saying, but I'm more of I like to not be that rigid. Like that's not for me. Like I want to be fluid because it's like I know what I should be getting for them and what I'd be doing a disservice. Like if I didn't get that hugs with grandma and all the real genuine moments, like no matter what happens, that stuff is never going to die. Like they are always going to love that in 10, 15, 20 years time. Yeah. And these trends will always be just for the now. But I want to be fluid. Like if they do ask me for something, I don't want to be like, no, I'm just a pure documentary. Sorry. And to be fair, I've never been that way anyway. Like I've always moved like Coke bottles or beer bottles or certain things that are in the way or obstructing like receptions or whatever, even like down to the table seating numbers. If they look shit, I just move them.
Really?
I'm just like, yeah. I'd just go up to them and say, look, man, like, I'm just going to take this out. It's obstructing your face a bit. And they're like, yeah, it's cool. And I know it looks better because sometimes some people, they go to all the trouble of doing all this decor. And then when it comes to the table numbers, they've forgotten. And it's just got like a white card with like 6 and a white card there with 8. And I'm like, man, I'll just take that all off. I'm just going to like, let everyone sat down now. And I'm not going around doing it to all the tables, but to the key, like top tables and like anything with their parents and stuff. Like I'm not a pure documentary person. I want them to remember their wedding day better than what it was. So even if it was amazing, I want them to have an even better memory of how amazing
I think that's kind of
I curate
like,
that way.
Yeah, our whole job is curation. Like pretty much every decision that we make is about curating the day to look its best. So like I think just want to, sorry, door's going. I just want to embrace that essentially, and I just want them to look back and feel good essentially.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Like I don't put in like, I don't know, during a drinks reception, even if it's like the dad and he's just looks bored, like I will call that photo because I'll wait and then that'll be like, oh, you're my challenge to like, I need to find you laughing or smiling with someone. And I know you will somewhere, but then I just need to wait. This isn't the time to take the photos of you because you're having a talk about business or something like that. You know? So like it's all in the curation. Like I just want them to remember this like joyful day. It's like I've seen so many video highlights of people like, and this is video, but when they're showing stuff and it's just like people just randomly eating canapes or like not having a good time. And I'm like, why would you put that in the video? Like I'd want the video to be like always have high energy.
Yeah, it's funny now I'm delivering more photos than ever. It sort of goes against the curation thing, but I've spoken to Aga Pick Time quite a lot about this sort of thing. And I think it's her, she's thought about it loads. And I've been like it feels embarrassing now. I've been delivering a slideshow as the way the couple see the photos for the first time. Just being all 800 photos. And Aga was just like, what the fuck?
What, in a slideshow?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I still back it a little bit because I send them some things and I say like, sit down, like this is like for the next hour, you're just like enjoying living your wedding back kind of thing. So I'm not like, I'm not really embarrassed by it, but the curation, like obviously it could be so much better with a neat slideshow and it could be so much more of a sort of gut punch of joy and all that sort of thing. So
the massive drawback on doing that is I would respect anyone if they have the attention span of 3 minutes to keep concentrating on that.
But when they sit down for
when
the
it comes,
photos for the first time.
even then, man, when it comes to the group photos or something, like whatever, they'll just be like, okay, this is a speeches. You know what? I'm just gonna go make a cup of tea. I'll be back. Pause it if there's a good photo on there, like, or whoever's left on the sofa. Like, I feel like, yeah, mate, I feel that's way too long. Like, and if it's working for you, it's all good. I'm not here to diss it, but I just think so my slideshows used to be like 2 tracks before when I first started weddings, right? Like when I first, well, 3-4 years into it, and it used to be like a slow track and then a fast track for when the reception came on, and like it would kind of mix it in together and it would be like amazing. And then now, and so it would be like 8-9 minutes long, some of them, like, yeah, and they were really good. And I spent a lot of time. Then I used to add speeches into it and stuff. And I used to like put all of that stuff so they can hear some voices and, and really get the feeling and the emotion out of it. Then I like went to 1 track. Now I'm on like finding like 2-minute tracks and slowing them down and cutting them up and changing the bars around and all sorts, because I don't think they can handle anything more than 2 minutes.
But what's this for? They're not the first time they see these
Yeah,
photos.
first time they see the photos. Yeah.
What about, so how do you deliver the rest of the photos? What's that like?
Just give them a gallery, mate. It's never been about the full gallery delivery for me. Like that's just here you go, guys, here's the rest of the images. But here's the 120 I wanted you to see in this format in an epic way.
That's not how I've been thinking.
Yeah, so that's the way I do it. And then gallery is like, to me, if they don't respond, like it's fine. It's no news is good, bad. No news is good news or whatever, right? Like I'm not worried because I've milked out the Google reviews. I've milked out all the love, the reposting, the collab on Insta, like everything is done. So as far as I'm like, this is just my parting gift. Is like, I have to give you these photos because they are yours, but I know that these are the best photos.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No wonder you're not so fussed about what the speeches look like, sort of thing. Like, editors, like faffing with the edits on the speeches. It's just not such a big thing.
The moments are. Don't get me wrong. Like I spend all the time cropping in and making sure, but I try to get it mainly right in camera, but I do spend time. I spend more time on prep for some weird reason because I'm always color grading and stuff because I'm shooting through a lot more. And my portraits, they get way more love than the rest of it. And dance floor as well. It's just like next. Like this is good. Crop in, next. That rotate because I weren't holding my camera straight, whatever. Like that's it. But generally, like Aftershoot does a great job of straightening everything now anyway. So I don't need to like before it used to spend more time. God, I can't hold a camera straight. Like it's always just be slightly wonky. So,
but it's funny how 7 years ago or whatever it was, I just didn't care about that. I wasn't seeing it. I mean, obviously, if it was really wonky, but I think I imagine that's one of those things where couples just like are not really noticing it. Although it probably helps the overall image when it is all like neat, especially certain shots. But
I think when they become standalone images, it will matter. So that's why they still matter to me to be edited correctly. But in the slideshow format, like if you want to bang a slideshow out the next day and not care about a bit of a tilt or whatever, I think that's perfectly fine. But if they were to like, it had someone important, they pass away, and then you've got that one image and they put it everywhere, you'd be like, oh my God, like I wouldn't want to see that image, which isn't correct on the horizon and all of that stuff. So I wouldn't put the image out like that. So I do take that care. It's just that, I think 800 anyway, like seeing a slideshow like that long is crazy, man. Like
it blew my mind.
Listen to look at like how songs were back in the day. Like Tubular Bells was like what 26 minutes long or whatever, right? Or it's whatever ridiculous length it was. I mean, I'm not saying that's like the masterpiece to like benchmark this all on, but songs were like 6 minutes. The intro was like a minute to a good hip hop track back in the day. Yeah, it started with like
better time though. It's better time.
Yeah, it was way better times. But now albums are in less than 40 minutes. Like a whole album, like 12 track album is 40 minutes long because every song is like is 2 to 3 minutes and that's it. And like,
and I do, like I was sort of saying, I think curation, well, without like, this is a huge topic basically. And I'd recommend getting Aga on to talk about it. But I think curation is going to be the whole thing because as ChatGPT can do everything, it's only going to be sort of, not only, but it's mostly going to be personal taste and how you curate that taste that's going to be the thing. It's a little bit like currently you need a blog post. So you you get ChatGPT to write your blog post. The only thing that differentiates your blog post versus anyone else's that's using ChatGPT is how well you edit what ChatGPT's given you. And I think that's going to be the same for like everything. So your ability to curate and to choose well will just be like the whole thing.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think it's always been the whole thing, though, to be fair.
I guess so.
For me, it has. Like, it's always been, like, curated pretty well. Like, I won't put up images. So it's hard, right? Like, you've got weddings, and this is going to sound bad, but, like, when you've got weddings with not the best-looking couples or whatever, right? And they don't fit your, like, whole thing or something. That sounds horrible, man. But, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, But then my challenge is to, like, because I like to blog every wedding, or I like to like at least put every wedding on Insta. My challenge is to make those images that I want to proudly put on Insta, because my couple want to see them on my Insta as well, because they know that I put everyone on there. So they're the challenges, and then but then it comes into the curation of what I want to put. But like, I think it's always been about curation. Like when we used to do blog critiques, like in NineDots, but we should start them up again, to be fair. But we used to do like blog critiques, and like it would be like, mate, you've just got too many images. Like you could do this in 20 or 30. Like, why is there 100 images? No, it's all storytelling. It's like, but who are you blogging for? Are you blogging for the couple, or are you blogging to get new clients? Because if you're blogging for new clients, this is crazy. If you're blogging for your couple, maybe fair enough, but maybe you should choose a better way to show them your images, like a slideshow or something like that. You know? So like, it's curation down to like what you put on an Instagram feed, the reviews I put up on my Insta feed, like everything. Like, you know, they all say a certain thing of what if they say something that reflects that I want them to have said, then I'd put that up there. And if it's like just Rahul was great and whatever, then I won't put that up there. It is all curation, and it has been for a long time.
It's also making me think of like when I think of the fanciest wedding photographers, or probably the ones that are charging the most, their feeds are always like a mix probably of sort of portraits, and it might just be then like a texture or like a bit of fabric or anything that gives the sort of the vibe that they're trying to get anything they're trying to the look that they're trying to sort of put out is much more than just the photos. And that level of, not that level of curation, but like it proves my point, I guess, because those posh photographers are curating in a different way to how most other people are curating. They just like, their feeds just will look different to most photographers, I think. Yeah,
but I mean, it's the same. Like, go back to that Matthias. Their curation is exactly the same, but because they're curating for documentary, you know, I'm sure they must do portraits now and again, right? But they're never going to show it, right? They're just never going to show it, even if it's just them walking away in a field or something like that. It's just not going to be on their feed.
Yeah, that's mad. No,
they're curating for who they want to like target. But I think that's the issue with a lot of photographers. They don't know who they want to target, or
you got to be confident as well to pick.
You got to be confident.
Find a niche or to pick a niche. I always think the most impressive thing with like any artist is when like they're good at what they do, but they also have their own thing. That, or you know, like the very best create their own genre. But if you've got a distinct style and you're successful, then you can't hope for much more. So it's not easy to find like a niche or a style that you really want to hone in on and then be good at it. So fair play to anyone who is and does.
Yeah, for sure. There are so many people that are very good at that stuff, man. Like just curating so well. And it even goes down to like some like photographers. I see them nowadays. Like, I don't know, say there's like a bridal dress shop and they post something, and then that photographer, even though it's got nothing to do with them, because they want to seem like they're in that sort of luxury thing, they start like reposting. I think that stuff like that is a bit silly. Like, it's taking it. Maybe it works for people. I don't know.
It's probably helpful, like, isn't it? I feel the same, and I see that stuff, and I don't do it myself. But
I don't do it.
Also, like, that probably is good for the business, though.
Yeah, it's probably good for that person as well. They'll remember, like, oh, this person kept reposting every time we had a new bridal dress out and stuff like that. So it's like really good. But yeah, I like to just curate. I find like even my Insta stories and stuff like that, they're all curated to some level of like what I put put out. Like, I know some stuff is like boring, like a gym or whatever, but then now people like that. So it's just like, I keep going into that, or like my like nutrition or whatever. But then also with just what I want to show about my life is like curated. Like, you know, I put loads on when I was like snowboarding, because it's like, yeah, look at me, like I snowboard. Like if that vibes with you, then, you know, someone will be like, oh, that's really cool, Rahul does that.
I like seeing it.
Yeah. Or like, you know, like it all sounds a bit showy offy. Do you know what I mean? Like, because you're only
I think we have to be a bit like, it's not.
We have to.
I think that's part of the job, really.
Yeah. There's no point like hiding things that you love, right? Like Andy does it with like music or like climbing. And so like he has clients that are like really into climbing because they just see that connection.
I bet that's a great what's the right word? Like climbers, I just feel like if you're a climber, like you're I don't know. Climbers are just nice people, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think like curation is like key.
What about, so in terms of that, like if you're having to be a bit showy offy, and if you're trying to be a bit in the luxury market or fully in the luxury market, then you need to be a little bit like you need to lean into the luxury side of things, like you're saying, like showing off about a posh dress or whatever it might be. So how do you feel about being in that world? And I'm not sure what I'm trying to say exactly, but for me, there's a bit of a disconnect with my personality, I guess. I do want to shoot those luxury weddings, but I don't.
That's not you.
Want to be like ego and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like a bit of a hard balance, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't do it. Like, to be fair, like if I get brands ask me like in the wedding that are like quite high endish and I know them and stuff, I'm a bit abrupt anyway as a person. So and a bit like tell it how it is. So I'll just message them back and be like, look, I'd love to, but you know, this is not something I do. Like if we were shooting the wedding together and had the couple and it had something, same with like details or whatever, you know, it's just like, I just tell people like, no, I'm sorry. Same with like, like decor will collab with my images, and which is nice because it's like, they love my images, they're putting on Insta, but I just have to message them back and say, look, you know, I just don't put decor or details on my feed. So I can't like post this. And I just write like, if I post this, then all the other people that I work with are all going to ask as well. Yeah. And so like, I just don't want to open that sort of can of worms on
I don't
myself.
post enough to like do that either, basically. I guess I'm so sort of specific. I guess I just don't post very often. That then if I was doing, like you say,
random. And people would notice the bullshit as well, you know. Suddenly, like, say if you just started doing that, I think people would notice it. Yeah. I want to shoot like nice high-end weddings, but I don't want to like, and I get them, but they are people that are like me. They're not like the super ultra high-end ones where it's like just a planner and I'm not allowed to talk to them.
Yeah.
Kind of vibes. It's like people that we have a WhatsApp group together. They're spending a lot of money. They're still awesome, you know, like, and we like get each other, and that's what I want. You're
like consciously not going for that high thing, then I guess you're just not.
I'm not consciously not. I mean, I would shoot them. I was having this conversation just this morning actually with someone. Like, people think that going really high end, like everyone's like dickheads and they're going to treat you like shit, but they're really not.
Well, this is what
some of them are like really lovely.
I'm like, you know, as I've started to dip my toe, that was my thoughts. That was my like worry essentially. And I have had good experiences, but you do sort of expect, and I guess you also hear stories of people being treated badly. And like you say, it can be a bit funny when there is so much staff that you do just sort of blend into the staff, and it's hard to build up a rapport with the couple, which obviously for the photos is helpful.
Yeah.
That is a little bit odd, but I don't know.
Difficult. It's difficult, but at the same time, if you're getting paid well enough and stuff like that, like I'm priced when I do those weddings at a good place where I don't mind them treating me like staff. I'm never going to be like, you know, do you know what I mean? Don't be disrespectful or rude, but I'm happy to be like, because they love my photos. The planners obviously presented them 4 photographers or 3, and they've picked me, and you know, and I do try to have like, but I've never really, it's only happened once or twice in my entire career where I've not really been able to approach the couple and speak to them.
Yeah,
like, cool. most of the time they come through. Most of the time, it's planners trying to book the people that they prefer or recommend, and not me. And so then when I'm in there, the planners don't normally like me. So my high end work doesn't come from planners ever.
Why don't the planners like you?
Well, they don't like me because like I don't give them a kickback.
Yeah.
I'm not one of their chosen 3 or 4. I don't do details. I don't spend like hours on details, doing flat lays and doing all the other stuff and getting all the stuff the planner wants for their Instagram feed. If I'm in a ballroom and I can hear outside that people are laughing and cheering and there's like, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I'm like, click, 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 click. And I just get out there because I'm like, I feel like I'm missing what I want to be capturing.
Ballets take time as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're crazy. Yeah, there's been times in the morning where I've just sort of been like, I think I've probably said to the planner, I'm just not going to prioritize this because I just don't have time. If I do have time, then great. But yeah, there's lots going on in the room, and it just seems so silly to be like slowly straightening all the little items.
Get a bridesmaid to do it or something like that. Yeah. Sometimes like they're like, oh, do you want to do a flat lay? I'm like, if you can put it together, because I really want to take the natural stuff, then I'm happy to do it. And then they'll go and do it. And I'm like, great. Then I'll shoot it. I'm not going to say no ever, but yeah, it is priority, right?
And it sounds like in general, you found a good balance between like essentially integrity with what you want to do and also doing the weddings you want to do kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's taken ages to get to here, man. Like, it was like, I was shooting at everyone and anyone before. And I still am, like, don't get me wrong in that sense, but like people that just weren't my vibe, people that were like, it was too high end. And then people that were like on the other opposite of the too high end as well. And which was more appreciative because it's like, wow, you spent a lot of money on me, but it was just like, it didn't fit. There were so many things like they booked me for what? So they booked me for everything they see on my blog posts and stuff like that back in the day and my slideshows. But then all they want is just family photos. And I'm like, you're spending a lot of money. Like, I feel like I'm doing a disservice for you as well. Because, I'm taking these beautiful family photos, but I'm not, you booked me for this, right? Surely. And then, so, it's taken a long time to get to the last couple of years of where I'm at in a happy space, I guess.
Yes, it sounds sweet. Work-life balance, good place with your clients and everything. Sounds good.
It's good. Like, it's not all. Maybe I'd make it sound better than it is. Like, if you spoke to my wife, she'd probably be more like, yeah, but he's addicted to his phone and he's on it all the time when he's with us and stuff like that. There's so many things that I could be changing as well. Like phone addiction is real. I can't lie. Like, I'm
not actually too bad at that, I don't think.
Oh, I am. I know it. My friends tell me. Everyone tells me, and it's just like, and it's always just like, oh yeah, but it's my client's calling me, or oh yeah, it's an email from an inquiry, and then I can just get sidetracked onto like, let me just check Instagram for no reason whatsoever. It's just like, there are things that I'm trying to be better at that, but it's just man, it's hard. It's hard.
Did you do your brother's visualization? Were you in the room?
So no, I didn't do that, but I saw obviously the post of the vision board and everything after, and I have on my desktop, and it says vision board as notes, but I do want to make one. I think I want to do that this week. I'm going to do it this week.
I'm the same. I actually forgot, like, now you've said it, it's reminded me, but like one of my to-dos needs to be to go back through my NineDots notes and like action everything essentially.
There's so much stuff though, isn't it? Like, you've just got to pick and
but I'm looking forward to that sort of thing, like getting set up for the year and sort of maybe getting a bit more re-inspired, ready for weddings. Like, I'm looking forward to that. That is, we've got well, not always, but like you said about the busy in the summer, it is nice that we can have a bit of a revigoration time in winter, spring. So I'm appreciating that right now.
But you still got edits to do.
Not really, just like I ended up doing like little shoots for friends and stuff that needs to be done but isn't super deadliney, and then I'll be done.
And then before you know it, it's gonna be like April May. When's your first like weddings, like the bunch kicking off?
Well, no, just like April May, just a little bit, but I have got like then some, basically I sort of think like you're saying, I'm going to have loads of time off, and then someone's then like, oh, can you do headshots in April, and can you do this and this, and I am in danger of filling it up more than I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like you say.
You've got the time. That I'd be honest, like, man, as a mate, like, you know, you've got time on your side at the moment. You're all right.
Yeah.
But once the little one grows up and becomes a bit more aware of all this stuff, then yeah, I think you're a caring guy, right? You're gonna feel it yourself anyway. That you'll miss like something. Like when Amelia was born, I did like 7 destinations or 8 destination weddings that year. Like we were trying, it wasn't working, so I kept booking weddings, and I didn't even think that I would be away, right?
Yeah,
and then that's when I realized that, okay, shit, I can't be doing this. It's like I need to get more localized, and I want to be back for weekends. Like you'll notice it yourself.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's worked for you. It's forced you into a good place. So
Yeah. But I was like fighting against it for a long time as well, you know? Like I was always scared, even when we were trying. I'm like, man, do I want a baby? It's going to disrupt this. Life is sweet right now. This, that, and the other. Like, you know, you're always scared of like the unknown. And I would never have said that I could edit a whole wedding between like 9:30 and 2:30, like, and be done, you know? Like, but I've, you know, doing all the stuff, manual balance and manual ISO and doing all these things like help me and like for more consistency and just makes everything fly a lot more easier.
cool. Yeah, that's why I need to work on that.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Like
there.
you'll get there though. You'll get there. It's all trial and error, right? And like I said, I'm making it sound better than what it is. Like to get a real opinion would be to like ask my wife, and then she'll probably tell you all this shit that I just said and be like, no, he's like always away during summer and you know what I mean?
No.
Loves going to the gym or whatever. Like, I don't know. It's tricky, man. But you're in a good place. Like your bookings are good, everything's good like that. So that's good, man.
No, yeah, I'm happy. If I just don't have a summer where I'm stressed, I'll consider that a big win.
Yeah.
So,
And you know what I love about your work is like your style is unique. Like when it pops up on my feed, it's not like I know it's your photo. It's hard to say that about a lot of photographers now.
well, a bit like what I was saying about like sort of, I don't know, really good artists. I'd love to have I think like maybe like it's a little bit noticeable. I don't think I've got like a standout style, but like personally, I'm happy to take the compliment. But I would love to be in that place where it's like it's obviously one of Joe's photos. Although the weird thing about that is the sort of I think the look that I've ended up having, being a bit more dreamy and ethereal or whatever it is, that's not necessarily what I'm like aiming for. So
really.
Yeah, it's almost like happened. Like I think someone described me as ethereal, and I was like, I wasn't aiming for ethereal, but then I sort of looked and like romantic, and I was like, but it is. So like I'm happy to lean into it, and it's when I'm editing photos, that's what I end up doing. But it's just funny. Like I think I'd rather be like cooler, and the photos that I like when I'm looking for inspiration. I was actually on Pinterest. I know like Pinterest sounds like a dirty word, but there's on someone's Pinterest who had a really good collection of photos, and all the photos that I was saving were like, I don't know, like lots of angles, really, really contrasty. It's all sort of quite harsh photos in a way, like really, really nice composition, but they weren't like my photos at all. Like, yeah, it's just odd. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think now that you found your distinct style, like if you went and switched it to that, then I don't know.
Yeah, no, it might be odd. It's not
not
what I'm like best at essentially. So I'm happy to lean into what I'm doing, and it will move. Like because I don't post very often on Instagram, it's quite easy to see like progression or whatever you call it as you scroll back through, and like it is changing, and I am pretty happy with the photos now. I think they're a little bit more, they got like a little bit more of an edge than they used to, but yeah, still quite dreamy, whatever it is.
Yeah, ethereal. Yeah, like I said, I find it distinct when I see it. So I'm sure like other brides and grooms, when they're looking and then they see yours or couples, you know, they're looking and you pop out, which is why you're like pretty much fully booked up for this year. Like when a lot of other people are like,
yeah, there's so much that comes into it though, isn't there? But
oh, no, 100%.
That's a whole other thing as well. But I think because I have been going for 13 years, whatever, I think that is on my side massively as well. Like I was talking to a photographer, it's really fucking good, should be booked up but isn't. And I think like social media is good, website's good, all that sort of thing. And I think really it's because they're quite new, and it having all these, like, whether it's sort of contacts, like a florist recommended me the other day, and I had a meeting with a bride yesterday, and she had a photographer in mind, and she spoke to her florist, and the florist was like, oh, just sort of make sure you get on with them. That's sort of like one of the main things. Job's a really nice guy. I really like Job. And that like, she booked yesterday. And so I've got a lot of things like that on my side where just, I've got a lot of history of meeting people essentially, and like old clients and all that sort of thing. So I'm not trying to, I don't know. I think there's lots of reasons why you might not be booked, is basically what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And also the fact that maybe weddings might be down.
Yeah, no, I think they are too. I think I still think I'm down compared to other years. Yeah. And also trying to take less weddings. I'll look now. I think, so this year's is 22, and I want 25. I'm pretty sure I'll get 3 more somewhere.
Oh, you're 100% going to get them.
So yeah, that's why I'm like happy. But it's not, in the past I would have got 35, 40, so it's different.
Yeah. But then were you priced lower then, right?
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I've just been trying to find that limit, and I've never found that limit before of like, oh, and you've been charging too much. So for once, like in my life, I want to find the limit where I have a slightly slow year and it's like, oh, well, you were charging too much. But until that happens, like, I just want to keep pushing.
Do you experiment with the pricing? Like,
yeah, just keep, as soon as I'm looking like I'm busy, I just keep putting it up.
Nice.
That's been what I've done, but I haven't done it quick enough in the past. And then I think probably now, like 21, it's not shitloads. I think I probably am about the right amount now. And it also, I've talked to other people about this. I find it weird how, it's a lot of money and I'm a bit uncomfortable charging it. But if the market
dictates
demands it, then it's like, well, keep putting the prices up, because why not, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is weird, but I'm not comfortable with it.
I am. Yeah. I mean, I would never book me though. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah.
Way too expensive.
Yeah, I've had a couple of clients, not clients. I've had a couple of emails quite recently being like, oh, like we really wanted to make it work, but it's just too much for our budget. And I sent a more generic email back, but I wanted to be like, yeah, like I wouldn't hire me either. So yeah, it's fine.
But what I was going to say, like the one way that I love experimenting with pricing is like once I'm booked up, like then every time a wedding comes on that particular day that I'm already booked, I always just send them a higher pricing guide.
I think I learned that from you like years ago. I think
I still do that to this day. It's the best way to test the market.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, and I did do some of that. I actually now, I do a thing, I make a second brochure that I send to those peak dates, and then it ends up being like, oh, I'll just send this to all my dates, and then I need to make another brochure, and I'm in the point where I need to make the next brochure. But it's a great thing, especially like those May bank holidays and like all of those really popular dates. It's like kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. So it's just what it is, isn't it? It's what do Ubers call it? It's like,
oh yeah, surge
pricing. Yeah, exactly.
True.
They can have Ticketmaster doing it for concerts as well, right? Like like fluid with their pricing and all sorts. It's crazy. So
yeah,
we
it makes sense.
The
and then the same in the reverse. Like other couples then sort of get to have you for cheaper on a less busy time in February, because I think it makes sense personally.
Yeah, man. Dude, that was awesome, man. Like
it was a nice long chat.
Yeah.
How long are they usually? I don't know.
Yeah, like about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to the Dotcast from NineDots. We'd love for your help to grow the NineDots podcast, so feel free to hit that like, drop us a comment, or share the podcast on any of the platforms that you use. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for the next Dotcast episode coming soon, and in the meantime, check out nine-dots.co if you want to find out more about membership, or you want to learn how NineDots can help you or your business achieve the goals that you want. Get in touch.